Okay, please don't mind my face. I'm breaking out because I'm broke and I'm stressed. With that being said, hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. So if it's your first time to be on this channel, please don't forget to like, subscribe and share this video. My videos are heavily being suppressed by YouTube. I don't know why. So your support truly makes a difference and I thank you. Now with that being said, I watch TikTok videos so that you don't have to. And today I came across a disturbing one. This clip is from California and features an Indian American woman, reportedly a banker, who was caught on camera using shocking racial slurs towards a beautiful black woman. Okay, I didn't see her face. She's black. Obviously, she's beautiful. In public space. When I say she was hard on the R, in the M word, it was extreme. I can't even play the video here because this video will be automatically flagged. It's genuinely upsetting. She used the slur repeated, almost like it was part of her song. That describes it best. And if you've already seen the video, you know what I'm talking about. There's barely anything coming out of her mouth besides the word. What infuriates me even more is that this woman, whose name is Natasha, is actually darker than any black woman that I know. This is the reason why I insist that you guys should watch the last two clips. I mean, they're gonna shed more light on Indians. I want you guys to watch the last two clips, please. Let's watch this.
Natasha Chand. I haven't seen anybody on TikTok talking about her, but I've seen it all over Instagram, so I'm bringing it to TikTok. Why did you close all your social media accounts? We just want to talk to you. We just want to have a conversation about why you believe that it was okay for you to use the N-word with the hard ER when speaking to that black woman. I personally would like to understand why a person with brown skin darker than mine thinks that it's okay to use that N-word with the hard ER, as if the people who created that racial epithet wouldn't call you the same damn thing.
Another day and yet another case where a minority woman is racist to black people. The irony of it all is that Indian woman is probably darker than a lot of black people in America. It's very unfortunate because I am sure she is a woman who has faced oppression in her life at some point. See, these type of people are interesting because the moment that they feel like they have some type of superiority over somebody because of the color of their skin or maybe because of their background, they try to use it against them. And I think it's so funny how she's coming for the ladies' fake ass eyelashes, but look at your nails, sweetheart. You got fake ass acrylic nails. So like, what are we talking about right now? Trying to come for black women in our culture, yet you're benefiting from the same culture that you're trying to make fun of. It's not making sense. TikTok, do your research and find this on me because we don't got time for especially minorities to be acting this way.
Yo, check this out. Initially, shout out to my homegirl, Luck That One. She got me to this Instagram right here. Yo, I got this. She's a model. She's a UCLA grad, so I don't know if UCLA knows that that's what they got coming through their school. But this is the Linty sweater that got us connected initially. Then my homie Jerry Love came with it, y'all. Look at this. Natasha Chand, Bank of the West. I wonder if you talk to your coworkers like that. I wonder if you talk to your customers like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, this is why a cat like me just started doing public health. I'm out all the politics. You know what I'm saying? We cannot waste our ancestors' sacrifices on people that haven't even taken care of their own community, on social groups that still have a lot of work to do themselves to get rid of anti-blackness. I don't know, but like I said, we need justice. We need justice. Justice is what we need. So now we got a name. And now I think it's time to hit up Bank of the West. All right? Peace.
Now, Natasha, you knew better not to call that lady the N-word. But you doubled down. So now we finna double down. If you guys have not heard, this is Natasha Chand. And she got into an altercation with a black woman. And in that video, you hear Natasha clearly saying the N-word about 10 times. Now, in my opinion, that lady was trying to provoke that black woman so that black woman could put her hands on you. And as soon as hands got put on you, you would have definitely called the police and cried wolf. So we finna do you one a little bit better. Now, a lot of you guys are saying that Natasha works at Kaiser in Oakland, or maybe Kaiser in Pinole. After a little bit of digging, she might actually work at Bank of the West. Either way, you calling someone an N-word or a racial slur over a parking spot is wild. I would not advise you guys to go to her job. I would not advise you guys to go to her house, even though you guys have posted her address and her license plate. At the end of the day, karma gonna spin that block real quick. And when it does, don't get your ass on here crying talking about some I need help.
This is Natasha Chan. And my issue with her is because of the color of her skin, she's not black. She's Indian. Her background is Hindu. But let me just say this. I grew up with a friend that was from Ceylon, which is a little island off of India. And my friend Prashanti was dark skinned. She was darker than me. This young lady is darker than me. And it pisses me off because although Indian people don't identify as being black, my girlfriend Prashanti very much told me, just like black people in the United States, light-skinned, dark-skinned people experience racism. She said that a lot of the actresses and people that are in entertainment, the lighter-skinned actresses, or they, put makeup to make their skin look lighter, get most of the business. And she said that the darker-skinned Indians experience a lot of racism. So why the hell would Natasha Chan get into an argument with a black woman and call her the N-word with the hard R, G-E-R, calling her a ninja over and over again, and then talking about her eyelashes, blah, blah. Like, why are you doing that? You would... Wow. I've never really heard of racism coming from Indians. Not really. But, it seems like everybody hates us.
I was on Twitter today and I seen a video of an Indian woman getting into an argument with a black woman, and the Indian woman just kept calling her the hard R for the entire video. And after I watched it, I was thinking like, bro, I have never even seen or thought of an Indian person ever as being racist or saying that hard R in general. And after watching that video, that shit fucking opened my mind, bro. I got a third eye open now. Cause like, if a white person said it, I'm not surprised, like, if they were racist. But Indian people being racist sometimes, that scenario never crossed my mind. So now my mind open as fuck. Calling her the hard R for the entire video.
Now you understand when I went to that Indian restaurant? They knew they better just look and come out there and call me nothing.
One day when the country is no longer facing an economic crisis, or one day when the country is free of corruption, when we are ready to talk, when you are ready to sit down and talk about real-time issues that we are facing, we'll be able to sit down and talk about the amount of racism that most Indian people have towards black people. This might not be a popular opinion, but I know whoever's watching this video knows what I'm talking about. This thing has been going on for the longest time and people are not addressing it. Instead, we sweep it under the carpet. But it's been going on for the longest time. And I'm not talking about just the recent incidents that happened in Phoenix, the Phoenix massacre or anything. I'm talking about a lot of things. It's been happening for the longest time. How many times have you met one of your brother or sister or auntie or even your neighbor who works for Indians or who works in Makishini or my Indians? How many times have you heard them talk about how evil they are? How badly they treat black people? How much they see us as slaves or animals instead of human beings? This thing hasn't been addressed in South Africa for the longest time. People don't want to talk about it. I don't know, maybe it's because of the affiliation that the government has, or the former government, as they said, has with certain Indian businessmen and business people. But we need to start addressing the situation. I'm talking about a lot of things. Even in religion. Ask our fellow black brothers who decided to take Islam as their religion. Ask them how the treatment is from their fellow brothers in Islam who are Indians. Ask them about the treatment. Ask them about how much most Indian people would rather pay you through food, last week's food, instead of giving you like money, like as in real money. Ask anybody who works for Indian people how much racist they are. One day we'll be able to sit down and discuss that issue, that dilemma. We'll be able to talk about that disease, the hatred that most Indian brothers and sisters have for fellow black people. Like, I really don't understand this. I don't know. History people will correct me if I'm wrong. But as far as history books are concerned, black people, Indian people, colored people, we were all the same in the eyes of the oppressor, our former apartheid government. We were all the same. So I don't understand why most Indian people will be racist towards black people, because we are the same, guys. They've got the K word, we've got the K word, you know? So I don't understand why they need to be racist towards black people. It's appalling. It's distasteful. It's crazy. Anyways, that Indian people have towards black people.
I wasn't going to stitch this video because I've made many videos talking about racism in our community. But I've seen a lot of stitches on this video and Indian people saying, well, it's not all Indian people. Yeah, we know that, black people know that, but it's a lot of us. So they are valid to say Indian people are racist. And can you honestly tell me, how would your family react if they know you're dating a black person? I also saw someone say, well, black people are racist to us too. Two wrongs don't make a right, but I'm also having a hard time believing that you know that many black people. And you're probably just making this assumption from like two black people that were nice to you. So like, well, they're racist to us too. We as Indian people need to acknowledge how we are wrong and apologize and change. We literally have come through apartheid together and somehow we're still divided. It doesn't make sense.
Okay, so yes, TikTok did what TikTok does best. They found her. The internet is undefeated when it comes to holding people accountable. This woman thought she could publicly spew hate and walk away unnoticed, but the online community was quick to track her down. Her name is out there, her face is out there, and now her actions are permanently achieved on the internet. Well, I'll never understand. What I'll never understand is, is why do people keep doing this, especially in today's world, where cameras are always rolling and accountability is just one share away. What makes someone feel so bold, so entitled that they can publicly unleash a storm of racial slurs without expecting consequences? And the consequences are definitely coming, from every angle. Not only will she mostly lose her job, because no reputable institution would want to be associated with this level of racism, but this video will follow her for the rest of her life. Because the internet doesn't forget. It's not just a bad moment, it's not just a lapse in judgment. This is who she chose to be when she thought there were no consequences. The internet doesn't forget, and rightfully so. Did I mention that this altercation was over a parking spot, guys? And according to the information I have right now, she's a banker based in California. That's what's been circulating. And what's even more ionic, or maybe not ionic but telling, is that I've heard the bank she's allegedly associated with already has a reputable for being problematic. So anyway, her behavior seems to align with the larger culture of toxicity that may be tolerated or even quietly encouraged in that space. Well, we'll have to wait and see how the bank responds to this, but if they want to maintain any level of credibility, distancing themselves from her would be the first step. Now let's talk about something else that really stood out to me in the aftermath of this video going viral. I came across several responses, many of them from black people, saying that they had no idea that some Indian people could be racist towards black people. And I just have to say, really? Because from where I stand, this isn't new. This isn't shocking. This is something many of us have, seen, experienced firsthand. Some people seem to believe that just because someone is also a minority, they automatically understand the struggles of other marginalized groups. But that's not always the case. Let's be real, okay? Many within the Indian community do not allow their daughters to marry black men. That's the fact. That's not a stereotype. That's a cultural reality in a lot of our households, rooted in colorism, classism, and deep-seated anti-blackness. So when I hear people say, I didn't know, that they could be racist, it's something I get surprised, like open your eyes, ask questions, pay attention. This kind of prejudice doesn't exist in a vacuum. It's there. And from my experience, I've seen this over and over in my own community, in my country. If you ask me, I would rather be around a certain, if you ask me, I would rather be around a white person than an Indian, honestly. Yeah, that may shock some of you, but I'm just being honest based on how I see people getting treated every day by Indian people. I have watched how Indian people look at black folks, how they speak to them, and how they treat them. And it's not right. What makes this even harder to accept is the hypocrisy of it. Many Indian Americans are still navigating their place in America, in American society. They are minorities too. They face that discrimination. They know what it's like to feel. They know what it's like to feel othered. So how is that same someone how is it that someone who understands marginalization can so easily turn out and inflict that same pain on someone else, especially someone who shares the same marginalized status? You'd think there would be a sense of solidarity among minority groups, especially in a country that's historically been built on systems and oppress all of anybody who's why, okay? But instead, what we often see is a hierarchy, one that places black people at the very bottom. Let's not sugarcoat it. Excuse me. No one wants to be, nobody wants to be, or no one wants to hear, listen, or like a black okay, quite sensitive. That's the unspoken truth in so many cultures, and until we are willing to admit that, we won't make any progress. Yeah, so let me know what you think about this, guys, about this video in the comment section down below. I really want to hear your thoughts on this, whether you had a similar experience, whether this opened your eyes, or even if you disagree. Let's talk about it, because silence doesn't change anything. Thank you so much for watching. If you've made it this far, I appreciate you more than you know. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. I'll definitely see you in my next video. Please stay peaceful.